All right, 7 o'clock. All right. So I'll call the community development meeting to order. April 14th. We have Alderman Mech, Cantelo-Alexander, Cazares, and Johnson. I think that's everybody.
Hawley?
Hawley? Oh, I see him. There you go, Tom. All right, and we have Ahmed from the Building Department, Sarah Brown for marketing. We also have Amanda Guerretto on the line. I think in Randy, City Clerk. I think that's everybody I see here. And Ben. All right, so the first thing on the agenda is minutes. I do not have them. I have them, I just can't locate them. I got a new phone and I got a new laptop. So I have them, so we'll have to approve 2 sets of minutes at the next meeting. If not, at the next, whatever the committee structure is gonna be, we'll approve it. So under new business, we have the first thing is Jebens hardware reimbursement. I know we approved the grant amount in 2020 for replacement of windows, and the total amount was, I'll find it here. Total amount that they spent was $14,567.70. Our max is $10,000, which is 75% of that is $7,500. So I would need a motion to approve the reimbursement amount of $7,500 for Jebens hardware.
Make a motion.
A second. Zylman, a second.
Yep.
Motion is made by Cazares, seconded by Zylman. Any questions? If hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? All right, motion carries. So that's number one. All right, number two, I have the Lyric Theater. And if everybody read the attachments, there's lots of attachments on here. Is Howard on the line?
Yes.
All right, if Howard wants to do a brief update on what's
Howard
going
is
on.
here.
And I know Ms. Guerretto is on the line also for any questions they might have, the committee might have. But if Howard, you want to do a brief update?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
So my name is Howard Kapari. I'm calling in. I don't have access to a monitor, so please bear with me. So the Lyric Theater went to the Zoning Board of Appeals last Thursday, and their application was heard for a special use for a movie theater, live theater, indoor use, right? That's what the UTOD has that as listed as a special use, and they were heard at the Zoning Board of Appeals, and the Zoning Board of Appeals listened to the special use aspect of the application. They also reviewed the drawings that were submitted. We discussed about seating, we discussed about renovations to the building, and also the voluntary mitigation plan for parking. Since this is a movie theater, and there was a movie theater at one time since 1917, it goes from movie theater to use. Parking variances is not required here because it's a wash. So what the Lyric Venture LLC has done is create a parking plan to be proactive with the community, where they're providing for public-private parking lots to park people and provide a shuttle transportation system to the theater. There might be a possibility that they might be able to lease additional parking from VS USA, but that's still being worked out. In the interim, they have provided for ample parking for the amount of seats for the site, for the theater. So the ZBA approved it unanimously 4-0 with one condition. The condition is for the Lyric Venture Group to come back to the ZBA 6 months after a certificate of occupancy is issued, for them to re-review the parking to see if there's any snags or any issues, and to mitigate and try and work with the community. So that's basically it. The special use was approved by the ZBA. Just keep in mind, since this is the UTOD zone and this is a very special zone, the Planning Commission did not hear this application because the UTOD only requires that the ZBA hears this application for special use, and then it goes to Community Development Committee, which is your group, and then City Council. That's the reason why only 1 out of 2 Blue Island groups heard it.
Thank you, Howard. I reviewed
You're
this. I
welcome.
was happy to see this. I mean, I grew up with it pretty much empty my entire life. A lot of the questions were answered when I was going through your minutes that was sent and your memo. I know the committee might have additional questions. I just am really excited for that to be finally used. And I hope we can do a marquee, as I mentioned to you guys before, that's similar to the old postcards. If we can't restore the one that's there, something that's going to be a draw. And I think the city can help out with that stuff too. So I'll open it up to the committee for any questions for Amanda since she's on the line. So if anybody has any questions for her.
I have a question. This is Alderman Alexander. With the theater, would there be any type of food service?
We actually do not plan to have a restaurant. Instead, we are planning to kind of showcase the Blue Island restaurants and caterers. We will have a prep kitchen, but we won't be cooking food on site.
This is Alderman Johnson. You will have popcorn.
Yes, we will. We will definitely have concessions.
I saw
Go ahead. The next question is, I'm sorry. The next question is, you know, I know you mentioned about security, and I know there's a couple of establishments already waiting on some opportunities to have Blue Island off-duty police officers as security, but what is your backup plan if that doesn't happen?
You know, we haven't really explored that yet because we have utilized them, and we've always had a good relationship where we've never had any shortcomings. So if that does happen, we have used ulterior or alternatives at other of our restaurants. We'd probably look to those people to utilize.
Thank you.
I was going to say the schematics that were sent were pretty detailed. I see the layout. I worked there briefly when it was Dream Street.
Okay.
It looked familiar, but again, very detailed. I noticed that it's going to be sit-down seating. You're lowering your usage to only 200 and some patrons, correct?
Yeah, it depends on the layout. So we have like 3 levels of seating and then 2 balconies. The first level of seating will be fixed seating, so that's going to remain the same no matter what event. And the other 2 can kind of be customized depending on if it's a stand, if it's like a concert or, you know, music, or if it was a sit down type of event. There would be the tables, and that would reduce the number if we did it that way.
Yeah. Nowhere near the 1,000 at one time when it was the theater in the 60s, at least.
Yes.
So, but any other questions from the committee?
One question that I have also, I know you just stated that there will be a max number of participants allowed into patrons allowed into the theater. What is your process to monitor the number of patrons?
At this point, you know, we haven't gotten into the nitty gritty of that, but we would anticipate that we would have ticketed events, or we would have a point of sale that would record people as they come in, and we would make sure to stay within the capacity required.
Thank you.
All right, if there's no other questions.
I'm excited to see the plans, and I'm very excited to see what you are planning to do, and thank you for being proactive on the parking issue as well. The place has been sprinkled, right? Or will it be sprinkled?
It is not at the moment, but it will absolutely be on all 3 levels.
Okay. All right. Great.
I seen the committee didn't get a chance to review it. They're going to have restrooms will be on the first floor. If anybody's familiar with the building, the restrooms in the past were always in the basement. The restrooms will be on the first floor, accessible, and a lot of improvements are being planned for that space. So I'm looking for a motion to approve them moving forward to City Council. Is there a second, or is there a motion first?
I'll move. Alderman Hawley.
Motion's made by Hawley. Is there a
Johnson.
second? Second by
Johnson.
Johnson. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
All right.
Sorry.
Any opposition? All right, motion's carried. Thank you for Amanda. You can stick around if you want. If not, we're just gonna move on to the agenda.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next thing we have here is the 13750 Chatham Street. Eric, I think this is under you.
Yep, thank you, Alderman Bilotto. So this is the proposal for an expansion to an existing industrial facility near 138th and Chatham. It's too relative to the size of the existing structures, small building additions, and then a proposed future parking lot. We have some very basic layouts from the developer's engineer, whose name is Bill Zalewski, who is also on the line today in case of any questions. But what we're really looking for today is just the committee's thoughts on the development. If there are any issues with it, if you have any questions. I don't know if you all had a chance to study the schematics that they brought us, but just really general. If the committee has some thoughts or requirements or issues with the proposal.
Howard is here. Can I comment on this?
Yep.
So the idea of the applicant, he wants to expand his business, his manufacturing, RNA, and zoning already reviewed it. There was a possibility there might have been a lot coverage variance that would be required, but I reviewed the plans from the architect and they are under the criteria for a variance. So no variance is required. The second part is the parking. Since they're going to be adding more space, right, they're going to have more parking that they would have to provide. Hence the reason why they're building a new parking lot with proper drainage. Please keep in mind that if you look at the plan, it seems like there's a lot of parking, but they tend to use the rear area of the building for parking tractor trailers. So most likely the employees will be parking in that parking lot across the street on Chatham. So keep that in mind. For zoning purposes, they meet all the requirements, setbacks, lot coverage, height, and also parking. So for zoning, it's fine. So this is what we would call an internal minor site plan review that's being reviewed by Eric L. Alvarez, engineer, Howard for planning and zoning, and Mr. Sandino for the building department.
All right, thanks, Howard. Yeah, thanks for bringing us up to speed. I also got a correction from Bill based on the site plan. Apparently that was developed by the architect and it has some incorrect information on the amount of parking proposed, which can't remember what it shows, but there's actually 85 stalls proposed, which is less than the existing parking, which is 130. If you look at the plans versus maybe Google Earth aerials or something like that, one of the proposed parking lots is being converted into a new building. So the proposed parking is actually 85, but the future plan for the entire site is to have 322 spaces. So maybe Bill, if you could kind of run us through that, I would appreciate it. I've got some basic city code requirements we could talk about too if you all want. But Bill, I was hoping you could just kind of clarify what the parking proposed is and what the idea with the future plan is. Is this are we talking like in this summer to expand that parking facility, or is that down the line? I think he's on the call. Bill, I don't know if you can hear us okay, but you're muted.
*6.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We're currently with the expansion of the building, so we restored warehouse, and because of the parking, we would parking up on the side, 85 stall.
So
Bill, we're having trouble hearing you, Bill.
Well, Eric, what?
Hey, Bill, I don't know if you caught any of that. You faded out somehow. We can't really hear you. Hey, I can fill you all in. Hopefully he gets some, hopefully the whatever technical issues going on there, he gets sorted out. But just so we're on the same page, so I'm thinking and want the committee's thoughts on, so I think with this expansion, we would be looking at landscaping and screening requirements for the parking lots per the city code. Section 163.09, which is pretty robust. It talks about the minimum amount of landscaping required. I think we're looking at least 5% of the area for landscaping. And then there's requirements for perimeter landscaping and or ornamental fencing. I think would be, well, it's part of city code and would be a good improvement in that area. And then also, you know, city code section 150, we've run into this in some previous projects with industrial parking facilities. They do require sealed pavement. So whether that's hot mix asphalt or Portland cement concrete, we do require sealed pavement for our parking lots in Blue Island. Same city code also requires lighting. So we need a lighting plan. And don't have the details on how many handicap spaces are proposed, but if we're going with 85, then we need at least 4 handicap spaces with 1 van accessible. And based on the lot size, detention and volume control will be required. Bill, I hope you can hear me okay. We follow the MWRD WMO requirements.
Yes, I heard you.
Okay, hey, I think we got you now too.
Yes. So, yeah, I heard everything that you're saying, and I apologize about that, but the expansion of the building is going to be mostly for storage of product that they're producing, and because they're going to take out those parking stalls, they're going to relocate that parking to the south, and as Howard had alluded to, a lot of parking goes on the north side, and there's going to be more employee parking, which is going to be easier on the south. The expansion, I do not know when that is. I think that's based on how successful the business is, and as they continue to expand, they would add parking along the west side, and that was the proposed when they had 322. That's not the case. It's only 85 right now. I don't know how long it's going to be before they go to that next step. So I took some notes on what you were saying, and we will be providing that information as we move forward.
Eric, did you need any approval tonight?
No, this was just for everybody's information, and then I wanted to know. I know sometimes that you all might have something specific in mind, so if we could just get Bill in up to speed on that, so he's step ahead when he develops his plans, because right now they just kind of have very, very basic concept level plans.
Oh, you have the luxury of having both aldermen from that area on the line. So Alderman Johnson and Alderman Alexander, do you have any comments or concerns?
Well, he mentioned handicap accessibility. That was actually a question I forgot to ask Ms. Goretto Melvin about the Lyric Theater, because I know about all this nostalgics, but was it handicap accessible as
yes,
well? But he mentioned that.
This is Howard. Yes, it is.
Okay, cool. But
they're gonna have minor little steps, and they're gonna have a ramp. Yeah, it's handicap accessible.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this last client did mention that he had it as well. Thank you, Howard.
You're welcome.
All right, Alderman Alexander.
No, I don't have any questions at this time.
Okay. All right. Thank you for coming, Bill. Eric, bringing this to us, and look forward to improvement for the area.
Thank you very much.
Thanks you all.
Thank you. All right, we have the marketing report.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So yeah, I'll just get right into it. I'm going to go over the same kind of marketing statistics and activities review that we do every month. first of all, just to give some perspective, March of 2020 was kind of the month, obviously, that everything kind of broke with the pandemic. And as a result, we had a ton of traffic to the website, the best month ever in the history of the website with more than 31,000 visitors last March. So I really didn't anticipate that we would come close to that this March. And that's not a bad thing because we didn't have same sort of crisis happening locally. But surprisingly, I'll just jump into this number. We had nearly 29,000 visits in March. So that was the second best March for traffic in the history of the website, and up there in overall best traffic months for the history of the website of any month of the year. So some of the things that we did, we drafted the DOT food grant press release for the fire department and distributed that on March 2nd. And then we distributed 4 press releases on behalf of the mayor's office, March 9th, 23rd, and 24th. And our open rate, we have an email list for media and for just anyone can sign up for it to get these alerts. And our open rate for those emails that we distributed, the press alerts, we had open rates of 49% up to 59%. So you're getting a really good captive audience by using that method. So that's a really great figure and probably the best open rate for anybody that we work with that uses email platforms to communicate. So that's really, really good. And we want to keep that going. And then for the rest of the report, we filmed one coronavirus update with Chief Rita. We posted that to the city website, YouTube, Channel 4, and Facebook. We also filmed a message from Mayor Vargas and posted that to the website, YouTube, Channel 4, and Facebook. Just a few weeks ago, at the end of March, we filmed a fire department training with the new auto pulse equipment. And we've already posted one of those videos that's just kind of updating residents on the technology because it's something that's new and no one's really seen before. And so we want to make sure, God forbid anyone does have to see it used on a loved one, they know what it is. And it's actually really good for our community. It's something that's going to help improve outcomes for people that might be in a situation where they need CPR because it conducts CPR while the medics are maybe moving you up the stairs or down the stairs. They never have to stop compressions because this thing does it for you, improves blood flow. So it's a really good thing. But also the video is going to be used as a training video for the fire department personnel. So that's another bonus for that. We also created the monthly newsletter distributed in the water bills. And of course, throughout the month, updated the city Facebook page with information and community alerts. So on the report that was sent out, it has all those the graphics to support that. And that pretty much wraps it up.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions for marketing? If not, we'll move on to.
Yeah, this is Alderman Johnson. Was this website utilized in any way for the commercializing or push for any political parties?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
Was the website used for the political push or utilization for any political parties or the commercializing of any one of them?
I don't believe so. I mean, the only person that was posting or using the website was Mayor Vargas.
Any other questions? If not, we'll move on to the billing department. Ahmed, do you have any report?
Yes, well, I only have the bulk amount of the whole entire up to a month because I somehow left that at the office. But well, we up to date we doing the amount of dollars you can see. I hope everybody received the report, and so we're working on it. We're trying to do our best because I hope pretty soon we'll be able to fulfill the vacancy that we have out there. But I mean, in terms of the revenue coming in, are very positive, and the way it looks in compared to other years.
All right, thank you. Any alderman concerns or questions or comments about anything on the committee? If not, we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion's made by Alderman Cantello,
Second.
second by Cazares. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, we got one opposed. All right. All right, the majority votes to close the committee. I'll see you guys. We don't know how the committee is going to look. If we need another one, we'll call it. If not, the next city council. So, thank you.